We are back. I'm going to be talking about 5 things I wish I knew before I got to the Philippines, starting with the weather. I knew it was going to be hot in the Philippines, but I brought a lot of clothes from back home when I first moved here that were like so heavy, they absorb sweat, and I had to pretty much throw all of them out and rebuy a full wardrobe full of like fitness gear essentially. So if you sweat, it dries off and it's not going to be super heavy on you. Like I must have thrown out probably 15 kilos worth of clothes when I first got to the Philippines because I came with the wrong stuff. So the second tip I want to talk about is not necessarily a one tip, but it's more like websites. I wish someone gave me a guide or a list of different places I could look at houses to rent because I didn't really know where to look when I first arrived. The 3 I've settled on as the top 3 that are the best is La Moody, which can be a bit more expensive because I think the people who are listing have to pay for their listing. Number 2 is RentPad. Nearly every single condo I've moved into so far since I got to the Philippines, I've used RentPad. And the third one, of course, is Facebook. Facebook Marketplace has a really broad range of properties, but there's a lot of scams on it. You have to be super careful. I know a few people personally that have lost 2 or 3 months rent because they got scammed. They paid for an apartment, they paid for the deposit or something. The real estate agent never showed up. So you gotta be super careful. You can find great deals, but you gotta verify. You gotta make sure that they're actually legit before you go committing a big chunk of money, okay? Or the next tip I wanna talk about is the locations. Everyone knows where we are right now. BGC is a great place to live, but it can be pricey. And if you're on a bit more of a budget and you want a chill life but still be near the action, there's plenty of places you can get that are super affordable. I personally have lived in three different places that were not BGC before I finally moved here. Most of it was in Taguig, but I also lived in Pasig as well. In Lumiere Towers, actually. I can say that now because I don't live there, but what an amazing place. The only thing I don't like about it is the Shaw Boulevard traffic, especially on a Friday. All right, so the next point I want to talk about is the price of food here. And I'm not talking about like your McDonald's, which is very cheap, I must say. The Philippines has some very cheap McDonald's, and Jollibee is very affordable. Even though I've seen the price go up recently, it's still very manageable to pay for. But I'm talking about like healthy food. Healthy food in the Philippines, the stupid strap keeps falling down. Groceries in the Philippines, like really healthy stuff, is pricey. Like if you want to buy strawberries, for example, or Greek yogurt. I love Greek yogurt. I'm on like this diet fitness stuff right now. I'm trying to lose weight, and Greek yogurt is such a nice snack. It is so expensive. 1 kilo is like 600 pesos or 700 pesos, which is like $12 to $14 for the Americans watching. And I don't know why it's so expensive. The next point I want to talk about is kind of irrelevant to each other, but it makes sense just to get it straight away when you land. Get Gcash, get it set up, and get Angkas or another scooter taxi service. Because for the first like maybe 6 months I was in the Philippines, I didn't really use any motor taxis. I just used regular Grabs or taxis themselves. And it's super slow, especially during rush hour. If you don't have like a motor taxi taking you around, you're going to be waiting a while. I'm talking about an hour for just 1.5 kilometers. Just getting through traffic can be insane. So if you get Gcash, at least you can pay for it virtually. You don't have to carry the cash. It's also more just safe. It's safe to have Gcash. Because, for example, a lot of other foreigners out here are going to take wads of cash out of the ATM, like stacks of blue 1,000 peso bills. You don't really want to carry that around because if someone were to, say, rob you, you're going to lose everything in one go. But you can top up a Gcash, travel around with just your phone and pay for stuff on the go, send money to other people. It's super easy. I really wish I used those 2 apps a lot sooner. This next point, I'm going to tie 2 points into one again because it makes sense. And that would be the people and the language, okay? So, for example, if you arrive here and you've traveled on your own, you're not going to know anyone. And you will probably know zero Tagalog, which is the national language besides English. If you join clubs or sporting events or anything social really, that's a great way to meet new people fast. So if you're a bit of a loner and you don't know what you want to do here, and you knew you wanted to come to the Philippines, but you don't know anyone, just join like a running club, boxing, swimming, whatever you want to do. Just submerge yourself in the culture, talk to people. I can tell you one thing, you're not going to pick up the language by ear and practice unless you're really into it. If you want to learn the language, get yourself like a online teacher or a sit-in teacher, or if you're a guy, get a Filipino girlfriend and have her speak to you, and vice versa. If you're a girl, get a Filipino boyfriend, or whatever you want to do, whatever your partner speaks. If they speak Tagalog, you can learn that way. That's probably going to be one of the fastest ways, since security are looking at me a lot. You must be like, am I on his vlog? It doesn't look hot, but I'm sweating. It's so humid today. I think I've covered all my points, and this is just a random rambling vlog to get me back into the spirit of vlogging. So if you enjoyed me talking about 5 points, maybe more because I tied a few in together, I recommend hitting the subscribe button, hitting the follow button if you're watching on Facebook. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.